So I won't be able to do anything with that. Oh, the gladiator. Sharpened blade. Oh, this is what I... Okay, this is what I enhanced the first time around. I can superb it. Interesting. Probably not going to do that just yet. Grants mysothesis. 20% chance to reflect against punishment / condemnation attack. Interesting. How about you? Yes. 3 corroded damage per 12 seconds for 60 seconds on hit with a 5% chance to kill near-death targets or pathetic. 5. Okay, 3. 12%. Okay. Oh. Okay. Seems interesting, but right now she's not even using it. She's using something that's kind of a bit better. And when we get the chance, I'm definitely giving it offensive parry, because that's pretty freaking good. Anyways, how much damage are you at? Ah, okay.
You've caught the eye of someone important.
Have I now?
If you're interested in making good pay and a good friend, head to the narrows at the western end of the gullet. Once you reach the alleys, go right and right again as soon as you can. Then, follow the bend to the left. The bullies guarding the door have a weakness for chewing Svev. You can follow their trail. Tell them Dario sent for you. And remember your manners.
Uh-huh. Obviously a trap. But we're doing it anyways.
I say Beha did right leaving the gullet. She went and did what she needed.
I'll miss Beer and her ilk. It's too quiet without them. May they go find fortune.
That's a no, right? Yep. So she said, hold on. Okay. Head to the arrows. Once you reach the alley, go right and right. Then left. Right, right, left. Oh, God. R, R, L. Right, right, left. Explore the narrows. Right, right, left. Darrow sent a messenger for me. The guards nod and let you pass, chomping loudly on mouthfuls of Sveth. Enter the hideout. Okay. A thin, long-limbed man holds a handkerchief in one hand and a threaded needle in the other. As you approach, he sets his handiwork aside, and you see an elaborate goldwork pattern embroidered around the edge, the same pattern that adorns his brilliant tunic. You also notice a strange bulk beneath the thin fabric of his trouser leg that runs from hip to ankle.
You make your appearance at last. I had wondered when we might meet, but I must say, I did not expect it to be with a trail of enemies behind you. You must forgive the cryptic introduction, but I prefer to remain among the comforts of home.
He leans forward with a squeak of leather and a rattle of metal. You see something protruding above his boots, the bottom of a leg brace.
Well, ain't you sitting fat and happy in your home while just outside people are starving? He may look like a prince, but he smells like a pirate.
Better to be a prince here than a slave out there, no? Though these are modest luxuries compared to those at the estate of your friends in Queensbirth. But had I only known there was a watcher in my midst, I would have extended the invitation sooner.
If I'd known you had such a fancy place, I would have invited myself. He shakes his head with laughter, rattling his braces.
I am thinking we could be grand friends, you and I. You cannot have too many friends in Nekataka.
Real refreshing, him not asking for anything in return.
And I need only a favor.
There it
An
is.
insignificant thing for a watcher like you. There is an artifact called the Cornet of Waves, which is currently in the possession of a Juana named Takano. I would like you to liberate it for me.
Most people of your standing like to handle their acquisitions themselves.
Alas, none of my people are watchers, and you will see things they cannot. Takano is a man of many vanities, as your special gifts will no doubt reveal. His villa is on the eastern edge of Serpent's Crown, just downwind of the palace. The opportunist I first hired was too bold and found herself ejected from the district. With your genteel manners and unique talents, I am hoping you can avoid such complications and persuade Takano.
If this is the very woman I'm thinking who she was, if that's about the very woman I'm thinking who it was, the one who got fired from the bathhouse, then that would explain quite a bit.
After all, it would be best to avoid drawing the ire of our Mataru hosts. When you have the cornet, bring it to me. I will pay you well for it, and you will find my favor useful in this part of the city.
What is the Cornet of Waves?
It is an old Juana artifact, a musical instrument of sorts. Ages ago, it was part of a pair, but its companion, the Cornet of Depths, was lost when the old city sank. Both are said to carry the voice of Andra herself. I do not believe in such superstition, of course.
And what do you want with
I
it?
have told you all you need to know of the cornet. Now, I suggest you focus your sharp mind on retrieving it.
Do you want to know about the coronet or the hidden temple of Andra that it opened? His brace rattles as he starts forward, mouth agape.
Galarde, you watchers truly are workers of miracles.
This concludes our business then. After a brief pause, he whirls around and holds it up to you.
Never let it be said that Dario does not pay a fair price.
Indeed. I would rate for anyone. Indeed, I would hate for anyone to say that. He gives you a respectful, if strained smile and nods to one of his attendants. I didn't lose anything, did I? Huh.
Now, allow us to put the question of money to rest. It is an unseemly topic to linger on.
Let's discuss something else.
Require?
I need to speak with Mad Morena.
You can find her in the Undercroft, though I should warn you not to expect as much civility. Morena is like the rest of Aldi's new bloods, coin-hungry and temperamental, with little patience for courtesy.
Oh? And what happened to your leg?
A storm, a rash decision, and an accident at sea. One that took my sailing days, but not my skill with a needle. Life in the Deadfire is unpredictable. Sometimes it takes you in its jaws only to spit you out onto some new shore.
The Principe seem divided. Which side are you on?
Why must we speak of sides, like squabbling merchants from the republics?
Ugh, our merchants squabble. I imagine your pirates do not bother with the squabble and just put a bullet through the head of whoever displeases them.
Better to spend lead than waste words, Ainika. Once, there were no sides. Only Principi, a people united by common interest and culture. But as our fame has grown, so have our numbers. Many of these new bloods have no sense of restraint and little regard for our heritage.
You cling too tightly to old ways, you'll die with them.
And if we discard them, who are we then? Simple marauders? The new bloods are Principi too now. And many are inventive in ways the old guard is not.
I found some money that belongs to you.
A man of principle. In Nekataka, that is rarer than teeth in a clam. Keep it. Who says virtue is its own reward?
So about the Cornet
A
away.
most agreeable topic. Or so I hope. What do you require? A moment. Blanca.
Oh,
Take it and indulge my vanity.
oh,
It is not as grand as the sails I once made, but my fingers are ever restless.
I could do this in my sleep.
oh God.
I could do this in my sleep. That's how it's done.
All right. Go to Delva's Road, I guess. Well, that turned out interesting. Spindleman, Merchant, Rust.
You see a lock? I see a... That's how it's...
Keep back from the door. Not a problem. I just wanted to open
Something I
it.
can get for you, yes? Tell me quiet. Of course.
What do you do again? You're legendary? Oh, no wonder why you're so expensive. Okay.
You need a blade.
What? Huh. Okay. I guess that's it.
Looking for something to sharpen the senses?
Yeah,
Self-
let me see what you have. Oh. Coral snuff. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Apparently, the one I'm looking for isn't here. Huh. That's intriguing. Let's see, what all do we got next? Food for thought. I'm just gonna talk to Kahanga. Talk to Arui. Alright, go to the gullet. Yeah, we'll just talk to the prince.
When I was little, me and my brothers used to spend hours chasing each other through the Merkberry fields. Don't think a day went by I didn't have a skinned knee or a bleeding elbow.
Oh, we did that sometimes. Only my brother usually had a hand in the bleeding.
He older or younger than you? Either way, I bet he's just as strapping.
Older. Was older. Then Raid Saris invaded.
Oh, I didn't... I mean, of course, that's... gone, but I'm so sorry.
That got dark. It got real dark. Anyways, we'll go ahead and quick save. What do we need? We need to go to the Brass Citadel for something, don't we? Shodi harvested a soul in the old city in Nekataka. Okay, speak with the Hazuni at the Brass Citadel. Okay. We need to talk to her. Okay, so that's closest. An hour, 56 minutes. 2 hours. Yep. Brass Citadel.
Halt. What is your business at the Brass Citadel?
Cross your arms across your chest. Calm seas, Trencher.
You are the mysterious Watcher. The one who nearly caused a riot in Queensbirth. Forgive my ignorance. I did not know you were from the rough country.
Crosses his arms over his chest.
Grand Secretary Atsura wants to meet you. His office is on the lower level of Imperial Command. Up the stairs. Once you're inside, go downstairs through the room on the right.
What about the
Her
Hazunui?
office is at the back of Imperial Command. She is busy organizing other matters.
Ah.
But I am sure she will grant you an audience.
Leave. No Valian spy is coming through on my watch.
Well, just Valiant and a young but determined guard are arguing about...
The Royal Deadfire Company is a trading company, is it not? And you are on Kahanga soil. You cannot turn me away.
The Valiant's words only anger the guard further. Her face darkens and she grits her pointed teeth.
The Brass Citadel and the Royal Deadfire Company operate under the auspices of the Ranga Nui of Rawatai. We answer to him, not to you. And certainly not to some tribal queen of Nekataka.
Ooh. Let's all take a deep breath. I'm sure we can work this out.
Oh, you're one of those. These Valians are always sending their spies to snoop around, and I won't have it.
And these Rawataians think they own anything they stack 2 stones on top of. I am here to conduct business, not engage in petty power struggles.
If the guard won't let you in, that's that.
Correct. And how am I supposed to conduct my business?
Why anger one of the largest trading factions in Deadfire? Leave gracefully now and try a smoother entrance later. She raises an eyebrow.
I suppose there is wisdom in that. Very well. And Kores.
Good riddance to her. Thanks for your help.
Green islands and blue skies.
The locals don't know how good they have it.
Tomorrow.
All this trouble over a tablet of fucking stone. If my company's standing wasn't on the line, I would have written this one off as a loss already.
Could the Harapo epic oh, tomorrow. Oh. I've already talked to her and all that.
Well, I prefer something with a little more stamina.
Slavers proud the caves and reefs.
Anyways.
I'll see to it.
Weapon master. A young woman with with a bright, wide smile and eyes to match raises her hand and gives you a quick but enthusiastic wave. Then, with an exaggerated look of embarrassment, she stops herself and crosses her forearms over her chest.
I always forget that part. Say, you're the Watcher of Cadnua, aren't you? I've never met anyone famous before. Except the Hasanui. She yells at me sometimes.
The Hasanui yells at you?
Oh, all the time. Where's my white leaf? Stop daydreaming. So, Bormy, if you lose the letters again, I'll have you clean the latrines. All this time, I didn't realize she knew my name.
Are you always this excitable?
It's just, this is my first time away from the rough country. I'd heard there were thick, green forests and sandy beaches without a storm in sight, but I never imagined this. You must have traveled lots, seen all sorts of amazing places.
Sure. Just gotta get Aethys to stop stepping on them.
Now, that sounds like an adventure. I'd love Rawatai, but it's hard to go a week without seeing storms, or hearing about mudslides burying a village somewhere.
Ah, so you're the quartermaster. Can you sell me something? Her face scrunches up in disappointment.
I really wish I could, but my supplies are for the Royal Deadfire Company and our allies. Hasanui's orders. Maybe if you impress her or Atsura, they could make an exception.
Alright, well, farewell. Oh, I can now do this, which is great. But I do need to check something. Okay, Grand Secretary Atsuro wants to meet you. His office is on the lower level of the Imperial Command. Oh, okay.
They weren't that bad.
Rhyming Hasanui with Kablooey?
I can't think of anything else that goes with Hasanui.
Here we
Me
go.
neither. That's why I leave epics to the lore college.
The man behind the desk regards you with attentive, unblinking eyes and a perfectly open expression. His smooth features makes it hard to pinpoint his age, though the crinkles at the corners of his eyes suggest he is not especially young. He cocks his head, taking your measure. He pauses before speaking, just a little longer than seems normal. When he finally does, he sizes you up by the shoulders and wraps you in an abrupt but warm embrace. The gesture is so sudden and over so quickly that when he steps back and resumes his politely professional manner, it's almost as if it never happened.
Watcher Nui, the Lord of Cadnua.
Often used after a person's name to indicate respect or admiration. In his careful stare and the pause before he speaks, you recognize that he's studying you.
I'm not one for ostentation, but your remarkable display at Queen's birth suggests that you are an individual with skills, not mere style.
I like to think I got plenty of both.
So I see. I am Atsura, Grand Secretary of the Royal Deadfire Company.
And what's your business here?
Rawatai has long maintained trade interests in the region. While our homeland is rich in saltpeter, the violent climate and rocky soils make it a poor source for most other basic staples. It's my business to look after the mainland's interests here.
Who did you cross to get stuck in this in the basement? He chuckles, the sound as smooth as warm oil.
The Juana and the Valians decorate their latrines with gilding and coral, and the Principe cling to faded riches.
An embarrassment of riches is far less embarrassing than you suggest, Grand Secretary. Thankfully, it is a burden your people will never have to know.
I place little value in fancy trappings.
And what about Luminous Adra?
That is a Valian frivolity. Leave it to them to observe a substance that occurs nowhere else on Aora, and immediately set about pulverizing it for profit.
And leave it to Arawatayan to ignore the dozens of other uses Valian animancers have discovered for Luminous Adra just in the last few years.
I do not think in years, Aimika. I think in centuries. Yet the Valians toy with Luminous Adra like a child who has discovered her mother's pistol.
That's a bit foolish and short-sighted. Enough.
We know too little about Luminous Adra to understand the consequences of ripping it out. Perhaps you can help me keep them from doing more harm.
If there's a problem, I'll help however I can.
It's not about what the Valians are doing to us, but rather to all of the Deadfire. The demand for Luminous Adra has sent the Valian Trading Company into a frenzy. Their expeditions grow too bold, and their officers too greedy. Worse, their rapid expansion attracts pirates and threatens the outlying Juana tribes. This risks souring the Kahanga royals against all foreign involvement. But you can curtail their growth.
This isn't about the welfare of the Deadfire. This is about them outpacing you.
By snapping up land we need to grow food and build ships for our people? Indeed. But our interests and Deadfire's are not mutually exclusive. The Valians have sent an expedition to Pococahara, a storm-wrecked island believed to house a vein of Luminous. I hear you accomplished an incredible feat in restoring the Luminous Adra near Port Maje. If your abilities allow you to do that, then perhaps you are also capable of the opposite. Find the Luminous Adra at Pococahara. Render it unusable to the Valians. This should encourage them to develop the resources they have, rather than reaching for more.
I thought you were concerned about disturbing Luminous Adra.
Deeply. But if a small sacrifice here will discourage the Valians from further ventures, then it is a worthwhile risk.
Why would I help you?
Does a true-born son of Rawatai need to ask? Rawatai is a mighty and wealthy nation. And with trouble brewing in the Deadfire, you'll find it useful to have an ally that is both.
Oh, well, very well.
I do not have the precise location of Poko-Kahara, but the tribe on the nearby island of Tikawara could probably help. I suggest starting there. Now, what else can I do for you?
We really haven't even gotten started and actually diving really into the PoE2's shipping system. So what exactly is the Brass Citadel? He hesitates.
It's a trading post, of course.
Your trading post has high walls, cannons, and guard towers?
Anything worth building is worth protecting.
Well, you seem different from the rest of Royal Deadfire Company.
How do you mean that?
You're not a soldier. Oh, come on, you know exactly what I mean. He lowers his head, watching you all the while.
Are you making advances at me?
No.
It's for the best. This would be a most inconvenient time to begin an attachment.
I see. I see.
Criticism is easier than creation.
Well. Interesting. He wants us to stop trade on Luminasadra with the Valiants. Hazanui Karu paces her near her desk, looking like a shark circling the shallows. She clenches a long, elegant pipe between her teeth, the smoke trailing an acrid wake behind her. She looks up when you enter and favors you with a brief nod of acknowledgement.
The former lord of Cadnua and one-time terrifier of harbor masters. If dockside tales are to be believed.
Yes.
You have not brought much good news of late.
Yes.
So, in addition to pirates, profiteers, and slavers, the Deadfire has a vengeful god roaming its waters?
Not if I can do anything about it.
Good. Because the last thing the archipelago needs is another disaster tugging at the seams. He must be stopped.
He's a giant made of living object that can absorb souls in an instant. Got any ideas?
Anything can be stopped with sufficient force. The problem is finding the will to deploy it. The Valians won't lift a finger if it isn't to snatch a coin, and the Huana will barely do that much.
Success in trade has been quite elusive for the Rauataians, but the bitterness suits you well.
No one takes charge to solve the big problems. But perhaps we could work together to our mutual benefit.
She takes the lead pipe in her hand. As she does, you notice that her right is unusually still. What do you mean?
Look around. Deadfire's full of fertile, temperate islands. Except for Andra's mortar. It's largely free of rough weather.
She waves her right hand, and you notice again that her fingers remain strangely still. You realize it's an unusually fine prosthetic.
Yet much of it is uninhabited. Itinerant tribes drift between some of the islands, and smugglers and slavers cluster around the rest. It's a waste. Imagine what this place could be, with well-guarded shipping routes. How many Rauataians we could feed with plantations here.
That's a worthy venture.
Glad you agree. If you're chasing the god who's stomping this place into the ground, then we have a common goal. And if you're going to survive here, then you could use an ally.
A hint of a smile tugs her lips from her tar-stained teeth. What do you have in mind?
The disaster at Hasongo remains a key concern. We rely on the port there to ship food back to Rawatai. That's on hold until you investigate. Short of that, there are other matters that demand attention. You've already spoken with Atsura. For now, I suggest you continue to work with him. I might have something for you later.
What's the game board for?
Hazatoa. Atsura and I usually have a game running, and this one's been going on for over a month and a half. Atsura's good at misdirection, but I've got a mind for the long game. You look like you've come with a purpose.
What happened to your hand? She extends her arm, holding the prosthetic between you. It's an exquisite piece, with reinforced joints in each of the fingers and a smooth, sanded finish.
It happened a year into my first command. We were chasing pirates along Rawatai's south coast, and they landed a shot right next to our magazine. A lucky hit. I ran below. The fire was already spreading and making for our powder stores. I smothered what I could with my uniform, pulled the rest away with my own hands.
I would have done the same for my shipping crew. He nods approvingly.
We don't get to choose our challenges, do we? Just the way we meet them. There's a cost to every victory, and the win goes to those willing to make a sacrifice. I'll bet you already know a thing or two about that, and if you don't, Deadfire will teach you soon enough.
Very well. Well, now maybe we can,
Good to see you again. I really wish I could. Maybe if you have...
Oh, well, never mind then. Anyways. Lost dues in good faith. Find the ancient temple near the Karu. Okay, a sinking feeling. Zilli, a more easily going member of the Valera family. Azili said that Zilli Valera plays his lute around one of the local watchtowers. That we haven't found yet. Learn about Pokokohara and Tikawara. Okay, lantern gone. Showed he's chasing atheists throughout the Deadfire while striving to fulfill her purpose to Gon. Apparently, while we were challenged with the Dawn Stars, he's asked me to help her shepherd the souls of the dead, but her duty may come with a price. Trade secrets. Recommend companion. Royal Deadfire Company. Oh. Whoops. I should have probably grabbed Maya before I came here and did this. Oh well. I could probably just take her with me on the yeah, oh well. That was a whoops. Because it does have recommended companions, so oh well. But all right, guys. I think this might actually be a good time to call it a stream. Thank you guys for coming out to the stream. I hope you had yourselves a fantastic time. I gotta get out of here so I can actually get some sleep.